Cloud engineer or DevOps engineer? After being asked this question thousands of times, I've discovered something that is shocking. More than 91% of people are making the wrong choice. I know because I lived it. 5 years ago, I was stuck making this exact decision. Like you, I spent countless hours researching, comparing salaries, and trying to figure out which path would lead to success. Then I discovered the one thing that nobody talks about, insight that transformed not only my career, but hundreds of students inside of my academy. Hi, I'm Suleiman. I've worked a decade in IT, and today I help businesses scale and secure their AWS cloud infrastructure through my consultancy. Now, having worked as both a cloud and DevOps engineer, I've seen firsthand how these two roles have shaped modern software development. What was this insight that I discovered? Well, the real opportunity isn't choosing between them, it's actually combining them. Today, I'll dive into what cloud engineers and DevOps engineers actually do and how AI is impacting both of these roles. Then I'll reveal why combining these roles is the key to become an irreplaceable expert, so you can maximize your earning potential whilst having complete freedom over your career. By the way, grab my beginner's guide to the cloud for free and join over 10,000 engineers accelerating their cloud career. Link in description. Now, to understand these roles, let's look at why they emerged in the first place. Traditional software development was painful. Companies would buy their own servers, rack them up in data centers, and then hire entire teams just to maintain them. Now, when they needed more capacity, they would have to buy more servers, a process that could take weeks, if not months. They were essentially guessing their capacity needs. Studies showed that on-premise servers typically ran at just 20% capacity, so companies were paying for hardware that sat idle 80% of the time. And that's where cloud computing changed everything. So instead of owning the hardware, companies could now rent exactly what they needed and when they needed it using AWS. Now, if you need more service for Black Friday, you can scale up with just a few clicks. Traffic slow in the summer, you can scale down and save money. The impact was immediate, with companies reporting cost savings of 30 to 50% just from the initial move to cloud infrastructure. This transformation created cloud engineers, specialists who design systems that can handle millions of users whilst keeping your data secure and globally available. Look at Spotify. They handle over 100 billion events daily, serving music to over 650 million users monthly with less than 1% downtime. That's cloud engineering at work. But cloud alone wasn't enough. While it solved the infrastructure problem, a critical challenge remained: how to get software from development to production quickly and reliably. The traditional model was fundamentally broken. Developers would spend months writing code, only to throw it over the wall to the operational teams and hope everything just worked. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Studies showed that companies using this model had alarmingly high failure rates when updating their live systems. Now, I saw this firsthand in my first few roles in tech. Our project teams and engineering teams would spend literally months working on projects, building, and then one night, the whole IT department will come together on a weekend and they would deploy for 6, 7, 8 hours straight manually, one after each other. Literally using a spreadsheet. This was real. This was what was happening. So I've seen the cloud transformation, the DevOps transformation to where we are today. I've seen the old world of doing things, and I'm seeing the new world of doing things. Now, low-performing teams saw failure rates of 46 to 60%, meaning half their deployments caused problems that needed fixing. That's where DevOps emerged, a complete rethinking of how software should be delivered. DevOps engineers became the bridge between development and operational teams, creating automated pipelines that test, verify, and deploy code safely and frequently. Now, there is a lot of drama if a DevOps engineer is actually a role or is DevOps more of a philosophy, but to be honest, we're not going to get into that at the moment. Why does it matter? Fundamentally, engineers with DevOps skills are making software delivery a lot easier. Now, the impact of DevOps was dramatic. Teams that fully embraced DevOps were shipping code 30 times faster and completing deployments 8,000 times faster than their peers, while maintaining elite level reliability with failure rates of just 0 to 15%. So what do these roles actually look like day to day? Cloud engineers handle everything related to the company's cloud infrastructure. They set up and manage services in platforms like AWS, ensuring applications run efficiently and securely. Their main responsibilities include managing server capacity, implementing security measures, and optimizing costs. Now, when you are streaming Netflix, cloud engineers are the ones making sure there's enough server capacity to handle millions of viewers, that your data is secure, that everything stays up and running 24/7. Now, of course, they've got monitoring in place. They have auto-scaling groups. This is all managed and maintained by cloud engineers to make sure Netflix can handle millions of users coming on their platform. And it's built to scale, which means as there's more users, the platform can just handle more load. This is cloud engineers doing the magic. Now, cloud engineers also take time to look at the cost and make sure companies aren't overspending, because cloud services are like utilities. You pay for what you use, and the costs can spiral quickly if not managed correctly and architected properly. DevOps engineers focus on making software delivery fast and reliable. They create and maintain systems that automatically test and deploy code, monitor for problems, and help development teams work more efficiently. Now, in practice, this means building automated pipelines that can take code from a developer's computer and get it running to production in front of customers fast and safely. When companies push new features multiple times a day without breaking their services, that's what successful DevOps looks like at work. They use tools to automate everything from testing code to configuring servers, ensuring updates can happen frequently and safely. Now, both roles are essential in modern technology, but they focus on different areas. Cloud engineers handle the infrastructure where applications run, while DevOps engineers focus on the systems that deliver software to that infrastructure. And by the way, if you're interested in cloud engineering, then consider joining my Cloud Engineer Academy, where I'll take you from a beginner with no IT experience to job-ready cloud engineer in just 12 weeks. Don't take my word for it, go check out Jay's story. He went from banking with no IT experience to cloud hired in just a few months. Link in the description. Now, how is AI affecting these domains? Now, for 2025 and beyond, you must know about how artificial intelligence is affecting DevOps and cloud engineering. I mean, we've all seen Tesla's humanoid robots, and it's everywhere you look. Now, even celebrities are posting them on their Instagram stories. So, cloud providers are already adding AI to help their systems work better on their own, like automatically adjusting resources when needed, predicting when to scale up or scale down, and spotting security threats. DevOps tools now also use AI as well, checking code for problems and making software releases smoother and warning about potential issues before they even happen. These tools aren't here to replace engineers right now. They're here to make us more efficient. But here is what's more interesting. Computing power, which we thought was the main limitation to AI development, isn't the biggest challenge anymore. OpenAI's recent decision to delay the next ChatGPT release hints at this shift in thinking. Instead of just throwing more compute at problems, the focus is now building specialized, reliable AI solutions for specific challenges. Think about it. Your average DevOps pipeline has dozens of distinct processes that could benefit from targeted AI assistance, from code review to deployment optimization to incident response. Now, while AI can handle routine tasks like suggesting code completions or flagging potential security issues, it's still the engineer who needs to understand the system architecture, business requirements, and the broader implications of each decision. This mirrors a broader trend in AI development. We're moving away from the one-size-fits-all approach. The goal right now isn't to build an AI that can handle everything. Yes, AGI might be here in the next 5 to 10 years, but the immediate future is about creating smarter, more targeted solutions that help engineers work more effectively. So, which role should you choose? Some people will tell you just to become a cloud engineer. Others say DevOps is better. Now, everyone has their own certain biases and reasons for their beliefs. Now, looking back at my recent videos, I've been consistent in my advice. Don't learn Kubernetes. Don't jump straight into cybersecurity. Why? Well, because after a decade in IT, I've learned success isn't about picking one specific path. It's never black or white. There's always going to be an overlap. We're not can't tell you not to learn Kubernetes, there are reasons behind it. It's incredibly advanced for beginners. Why waste months learning complex container orchestration when you haven't even landed your first cloud or tech job? You need to understand the basics first. The same logic applies to cybersecurity. This isn't just my opinion. It's based on data, like everything that I talk about on this channel. In the largest survey ever done, 67% of cybersecurity professionals said the current threat landscape is the most challenging it's ever been. That's exactly why I suggest learning cloud first and then niching down in security later on. Think about it. How can you secure something if you don't understand the infrastructure that you are trying to protect? Virtually everything today, except for a few specific scenarios where on-premise makes sense, is built on the cloud. And this isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. The cloud computing market is growing at 16% every year. This is where I base my opinions and beliefs. I'm looking ahead, trying to understand where the industry will be in 4 to 5 years. I constantly ask myself, where is the tech really going? How will AI and other advances change our industry? That's why when I see people torn between choosing DevOps or cloud, I know they are asking the wrong question. What nobody really talks about is how combining these skill sets is where the true value lies, and here is why it's so powerful. Firstly, it makes you incredibly versatile. When a client needs to optimize cloud costs or improve their development process, you understand both sides deeply. This versatility is crucial, especially in today's economy. Look at the numbers. Over 400,000 tech workers were laid off in the last 2 years. Now, during times like these, companies often need someone who can handle both roles. And even if you do get laid off, you've got double the opportunities. While others are limited to applying for either cloud or DevOps positions, you can confidently pursue both. Plus, these are higher paying roles that most engineers aren't qualified for. Next, you also become a bridge between teams. When I was working in these roles, I could speak to both developers about deployment challenges whilst understanding the infrastructure impact. I could also discuss cloud architecture with our infrastructure teams whilst knowing how it affects development workflows. This ability to connect different domains is invaluable, and it's why it's become one of my biggest successes, having so much versatility. You see, when I started in tech as a tech apprentice, I was coached and mentored across the whole software development lifecycle. So from start to finish, I understand this process of software development, DevOps, and cloud engineering better than anyone, because I spent 10 years working in this industry, seeing how requirements come into software teams, from clients to architecting the solution, to building them, testing it, deploying it, operating it. I've seen the end-to-end cycle. So that's why I'm building my own academies. That's why I'm building my own consulting company. That's why I'm building my own softwares, because I've seen everything firsthand. I've learned from the best. I've put in the work. So when I'm making these videos, I'm talking from data, but also from my own experience. Now, the salary impact is another huge factor. Cloud or DevOps engineers in the US already earn at least $100,000. That is great money. But when you master both of these skills, I'm seeing roles paying over $200,000, and these aren't even for senior positions. Yes, they are technically advanced roles, but they are paying this much because finding someone who truly understands both of these domains is rare. Quick reality check though. If you're just starting in IT, don't expect these salaries right away. I'm showing you this to illustrate what is possible and what you can aim for. So, should you focus on cloud engineering or DevOps engineering? My answer is to think bigger. Aim to become an engineer who understands both of these domains and can bridge the gap between them. Start with whichever area interests you more, but actively learn the other side. If you are a cloud engineer, start automating your infrastructure deployments. If you are a DevOps engineer, deepen your understanding of cloud architecture. Both roles need to understand each other to be more successful. Remember, you don't need to master everything at once. Focus on understanding how different pieces fit together. That's the real value of this hybrid approach, seeing the connections that others miss. I've walked this path myself, and I can tell you having the wider view gives you so many more opportunities. Yes, the work is challenging, but it's rewarding, and the decisions you make actually matter. Look, yes, this path requires continuous learning, but let's be real. You want to work in tech, right? And the tech doesn't stop evolving just because you don't want to keep learning. These are the rules of the game. Either embrace constant growth or find a different industry. It's as simple as that. And if you like my perspective and want to get started, then check out this video right here where I share my complete roadmap on how to become a cloud engineer in 2025.